You need to go back and look at Ralph Abernathy's
Oh, well, I saw it.
Yeah, look at Ralph. Good evening, everyone. This is Synamon Baldwin saying to you this evening, welcome to Synamon Says, What Do You Say? We have an awesome guest this evening, a young man that I've had a chance to chat with, and I won't tell everybody about our conversation prior to coming on. Not that there was anything wrong with it, but it was just a little personal. And I think he's a very intelligent individual, and I'm real proud to have him here this evening. His name is Melvin Coleman, and Melvin is Vice President of the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce. Before I get to you, Melvin, though, I just want to make a couple announcements if you'll give me that time. Last week, everyone was invited to come out to Equipping Young Men for Higher Education and Responsible Living. It was an excellent afternoon. We had the Sheriff Sheriff Kim Kimbrough came out to uninvite our young men to the jail and uninvite them to being stopped or arrested or all of those things. That it was really great that he said uninvite rather than welcome them. He uninvited and unwelcomed them to the jail. But we also had an awesome young man by the name of John Hobbs. John Hobbs was Morehouse recruiter, and John came to talk with us about, well, actually not with us because it was for the boys and it was an all-boy audience, but he came to talk to the boys about their responsibility as young men and how important it is for them to go on to higher education. And in addition to that, we had Adolphus Graves. Adolphus Graves is Chief of Staff for the Juvenile of Clayton County, Juvenile Department of Clayton County, Chief of Staff, and he came on to share with the young people some of the things that would happen or could happen that would cause them to lose their opportunities for higher education, the opportunity to be able to vote, and even loss of jobs that would be gainful employment and jobs if they get caught up in the legal system or the justice system. So it was quite interesting. Now, the good part about it is this week, tomorrow, we have here in Clayton County the summer camp explosion, and 20 Women Dialogue along with WTNW Ministries will be at the, let me see, where are we going to be? Let me get it straight because I don't want you to go to the wrong place. We're going to be at the Carl Rodenizer Recreation Center tomorrow from 9 until 11. No, actually it's 9 until 2. But from 10 until 12, there are two sessions. One is pre-job training to teach young people the proper way to dress and how to conduct themselves in an interview, doing resumes and other tips for getting jobs this summer. And after that, at 11 o'clock, 20 Women Dialogue and WTNW Ministries will be helping the young people complete applications for summer employment. So if you know some young folks between the ages of 14 and 24, tell them to come to the Carl Rodenizer Center tomorrow. They should be there at 10. And it'll last for a couple hours, but I'm sure it'll be an opportunity for them to get a job now. Don't wait until May and start looking for a job, young people. Looking for a job. Now's the time. Sunday brunch at the Holiday Inn. As usual, I'm there. I was there this past Sunday. We took Easter Sunday off. Everybody spent time with their families. But this coming Sunday, I don't have the menu for you this evening, but be sure to stop in anytime between 11 and 2 for brunch at the Holiday Inn. Let's see, I think that's all I have for right now. Now, I'm going to think of something else before we end the show, but I want to give you my undivided attention.
All right.
And welcome you to the show this evening.
Well, thank you. It is my pleasure to be here this evening.
Okay, and before I get into the real big question, which is everybody knows because you've been emailed, you know what the question is. Why is it that we need a Black Chamber of Commerce? I want you to share with us a little bit about you and about the organization, and then we'll just kind of flow from there.
Okay, well, thank you so much. My name is Melvin Coleman. I'm originally from Savannah, Georgia. I do serve as Vice President for the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce. I myself am an entrepreneur. I own my own company. It's a wealth management firm. I'm a registered investment advisor, so I focus on managing investment portfolios for individual clients. Again, I'm a member and serving as Vice President of the AMBCC, and I know that's the focus of our discussion today.
Right. AMBCC. It's a mouthful, and it's worth every word to say it. It really is, because, again, it's the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce, but we'll just shorten that using the acronym, which is AMBCC, everyone.
Right, that's a little easier than...
Yes. Now, I was doing my research before I got you here, and I want to read the mission statement to you all to give you some clarity in terms of what the mission is. Our mission is to serve as an advocate for the creation and growth of profitable and competitive Black-owned entities. We are committed to providing quality educational and training programs that emphasize economic development, ownership, and wealth-building practices. As an independent business voice, AMBCC campaigns on behalf of its members' commercial interests on a local, national, and international basis by identifying and influencing key policy and decision makers.
Absolutely, absolutely. The mission of our organization is to leverage business, community, and government in a way that impacts our community positively. We feel that those three focus areas, business, community, and government, are the foundation of everything that we should be involved in terms of improving some of the issues in our community. We feel that we're uniquely qualified to do that as business professionals, entrepreneurs, small business owners. So, it is the mission of the AMBCC to focus on business, community, and government to make a difference. Okay.
I like that. And you know what else? Entrepreneurs, in this day and time, and I think President Obama has told us this, and his administration has echoed it, how important it is to start your own business and how now is the opportune time to do that. So I think that the organization AMBCC is uniquely situated at this time to make sure that those of us who are entrepreneurs like myself will have the opportunity to get the training, the guidance, and all of that that's necessary in order to be a success in starting their own business.
Right, you make an excellent point. This is the right time. Atlanta is the right place, and we feel that the AMBCC is the right organization for so many in our community who have aspirations of owning their own business. Even if you are an established business owner, you always need a place where you can go and get the right resources, develop the necessary relationships with other business owners, and uncover new business opportunities. So again, going back to your point, that in this era where we are right now, there is tremendous interest in entrepreneurship. So an organization like the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce is critical right now.
It just rolled off your lips. The organization, the way you said it.
Right.
Just so proud of you. You didn't even realize it just rolled out. I mean, I stumbled getting it out, but one day I'm going to have it fluently as well.
It's a mouthful. But
like I said, it's a great mouthful.
Right.
Yeah. You talked about relationships, and that, I think, is very important for us as business persons as well as entrepreneurs to understand that relationships are what will make or break our businesses. Absolutely.
Your net worth is your network, meaning.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's not an original, but I certainly use it.
Okay, net worth, network. Okay.
Right, your net worth is really your network, and your network are the people that you have in your circle that you either do business with or either personal relationships, but they may possess talents and abilities that you don't specialize in. So you're able to have access to that expertise because you have these relationships. So getting back to the AMBCC, our members have the opportunity because they're members and because of the activities that we do and the committees that we have, again, to first and foremost form these valuable relationships that that endure over long periods of time, and you're able to benefit both personally and professionally. So there may be business opportunities, but also I find that there's a lot of mentoring that goes on where you have more experienced business owners, and then you have maybe someone who has aspirations, who has 20 questions about what should I be doing. So in an AMBCC meeting, you will see this type of dialogue going on where you can tell that these individuals are being filled with information, having come out to one of our meetings. And,
I've got you. I'm inspired just hearing you talking about the meetings.
Right. Our meetings are awesome. Yeah. We usually we have to tell people, hey, it's time to go. They don't want to leave. So it's really.
Now tell us, when are your meetings? I mean, the ones that are open to. I'm a new member. Say I'm a new person, and I'm interested in coming in and finding out all about you. What would be my first step?
Well, we would like for everyone to visit our website.
And that is?
Which is www.ambcc.org.
Oh, an easy one.
Right. We kept that simple. But the way our organization is structured is very strategic to, first of all, the mission of the organization. So, for example, we've got monthly activities and events. Our general meeting is every second Thursday of the month. Okay, the second Thursday of the month. Yeah, every general meeting. At what time? The networking starts at 6:30. The program starts at 7 p.m. Okay, and that is where? We have been at Pascal's. We have a relationship with Pascal's for going back, now probably 3 years. Oh, great! Now on occasion we will have a general meeting, off-site, because of something going on that month or whatever the theme of the month is. Okay. So it sometimes, for example, the meeting in May, which is the 14th, is at the Renaissance Waverly Hotel in the auditorium, and that's in the Cobb Galleria area. Okay. That's May. That's May the 14th, I believe, is the second Thursday. Okay, second Thursday. We try to keep it simple. The second Thursday, that's when we have our general meeting. Second Thursday. Okay, ladies out there from 20 Women Dialogue, let's make a note of that so we can get to that meeting on the second Thursday in May. Right. Okay, second Thursday in May we got to be there. I think that's the 7th. 8th, 9th. Yeah, it's the 7th. I think it's May 7th. I believe. I think it's the 14th. Okay, I'm sorry. No, the second? Okay. I'm thinking, okay. Anyway, ladies. Right. All right. And gentlemen, you, of course, too, I'm just making a special note to 20 Women Dialogue because I know you were out there listening to what's going on and watching. 20 Women Dialogue is a group of women here in Clayton County who've organized for the benefit of women and children in the justice system. But we want to, as a part of our development, to develop ourselves in terms of our wealth, in terms of our health, and all of that. So we are, maybe about 12 of us are entrepreneurs. Some of us have existing businesses, and some of us are trying to launch businesses. So this would be a great opportunity, and you can look to see us in a couple of weeks. Well, that's interesting because there's an organization of female entrepreneurs. Is that right? Well, what we like to do at the AMBCC is partner with organizations like that. And that way we have the opportunity to. You get more when you come together and have a relationship. Right. So we can benefit your organization, and your organization can benefit, the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce. Right. Absolutely. And we've been successful at doing that, in our, existence of now going into our 4th year. Okay. So we would love to have you come out and learn more about your organization and see, what the opportunities are. Based on what you're currently doing and the programs that we have, which we really feel would be a great connection. Okay, very good. Now I did go online and I downloaded some upcoming events. On April the 30th, next Thursday, you have the Financial Solutions Summit and Annual Black Poverty and Wealth Report. That is right. Each month there's a theme of the month, and usually it will coincide with a national theme of the month. Like March was celebrating Women's History. Right. Okay. And so this month, April, is Financial Literacy Month, and so that breakfast that you just mentioned is a financial solutions type of event where the discussion and the people on the panel will all come from the financial services industry.
Okay.
Okay. So,
And it's over breakfast, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Very
Right.
good. And where is that?
now this is at Sweet Auburn Bistro, and it gives me an opportunity to, make another point about our organization. We will support black-owned establishments. This particular restaurant is relatively new. It's down on Auburn Avenue.
Okay.
And so this gives us an opportunity to bring, our clientele, if you will, to this new establishment so that they can showcase, what they're all about. I've heard the food is excellent.
Oh, okay.
So
the
and
Sweet Auburn
Sweet Auburn Bistro.
Bistro. Okay.
Yeah, and they have a website. I think it's
Okay.
called Sweet Auburn Bistro Atlanta.com. And I believe it's 171 Auburn Avenue.
Okay. We
but
can check it out.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Very good. And then May 17th through 20th, you have the Black Enterprise Entrepreneurs Conference and Expo.
Yes, that is in Detroit. Now that is
That's in my hometown.
right. That's the Black Enterprise conference that they do every year.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be sending a contingent from our
here?
organization to represent our organization.
Okay. So it's Black Enterprise. This is their conference.
right.
And you all will be sending a contingency. And everyone can go to blackenterprise.com to get more information about that.
Right.
But before you go there, we want you to come to the meeting the second Thursday and join the organization.
Right.
And then we'll have all this information at our fingertips. Right? Because
Absolutely.
there's a lot more to it than that, you all. I like the idea of the power luncheons.
Excellent. The power luncheons goes back to what I said earlier, how our organization is structured and the things we do. It's all strategic to, the overall mission. What we like to do is give our members and people who need an opportunity to find out more about us plenty of opportunity throughout the course of a month to come out to an event. And we try to make it as convenient for you as possible because we're the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce, so we have a presence throughout the metropolitan area. We're not just in one county.
Okay.
Power Week consists of what we call power luncheons, and each day of that week we are in a different county. Okay, having a power lunch.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Let me interrupt you
Go
one
ahead.
second. When do you have the Clayton County Power Lunch, or do we have one here yet?
Yes, you do, and let me explain.
Okay.
We had to consolidate at this point the southern counties of the metropolitan area.
Okay.
So that lunch is called the South Metro Power Lunch.
Okay.
So that would be Clayton, South Fulton, Fayette, Henry.
Fayette.
Right. So all of our people,
Okay.
they all come together and they represent South Metro.
Okay, so our date is May 19th, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And where is it?
The hotel near the airport, is it the Hilton on Virginia Avenue?
It might be, but we can find out. We can get the information.
Yeah, it'll be on the website.
Okay, all right. And we're going to share this information with our viewers this evening as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now let's get down to the nuts and bolts.
Hey, let's do it.
Let's do it. I like that. I've heard from people. This is why I posed this question. I've heard from people. As a matter of fact, let me just use an example, a real example.
Okay.
I had an opportunity to travel through France one time, and I met a young person who wanted to come back to the United States and spend a couple of weeks on the university campus. And of course, me being from Atlanta, the university campus I suggested for her was at the time. I'm dating myself, but at the time, was it Clark Atlanta? It may have been Clark Atlanta. It might have just been Clark.
Yeah, I remember Clark.
Right. So anyway, I invited her here, and when I took her on campus, she kept saying, "But why do you have to have a black university? Why does it have to be a black college? Because it's Clark College. Why do you have to have a black college?" And I struggled with trying to explain to her, the reason behind, because it took a whole lot of history to explain that question to someone, why do we need that? But even as we move forward, and that was years ago. But as we move forward, you hear people saying, well, usually it's white people, though, who say, why do you have to have a black one? But I've heard black people say it, too.
Yeah.
Why do you have to have a black Chamber of Commerce? So tell us why Mr. Hill felt the need to found and get someone as wonderful and as magnificent as you to come on board to lead us into the future in terms of business in the community, in the black community.
I certainly will, and I appreciate the opportunity to articulate the reasons why a black Chamber of Commerce is necessary. If you look at the information, the data, the statistics, you can clearly see that there are issues that persist in our community, okay? And it's been that way for decades. And, you know, we feel that if there's ever to be any permanent positive change or resolution to these issues, it is going to be done by the people in our community. So organizations like the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce and others consist of people who are serious and committed, talented and passionate about doing things collectively that are going to have an impact on issues that not necessarily business. You know, our young men aren't graduating from high school. You know, we have incarceration rates that are far above, you know, other groups. And I could go on and on about those types of issues. So we feel as business professionals that a strong business community could be a force, okay, in addressing a lot of issues in terms of employment, education and training, just a strong economic foundation in our community would afford us the opportunity to resolve a lot of the issues that exist in our community. Then what you have is a much better community at large, okay, which, you know, we are a part of that greater community. So what we're saying and what we're trying to do is deal with the things that we should deal with in our community ourselves, and then let the greater community benefit from, you know, what we've done. You know, we're trying to make a better America. So it's not a separation or any division. It's really a focus that we feel is necessary. And you know, we work with other groups and ethnic minorities, and we have partners who are, you know, from every background. Those who understand that, yes, this is a good thing, and we see it from a strategic level, you know, what you're trying to do. So we feel that we're doing the right thing.
I think you are too. And let me just say this, historically in our community, the attention and the emphasis in terms of leadership has been on the religious and the political community, in terms of those, you know, our politicians, our religious leaders and all of that. And the business community, which is really, just the way you've laid it out to us, is the answer to solving the problems that we have in our community. The economic base is what stimulates any community's growth and mere existence. Yes, we have to worship, and yes, we do have to be politically involved, but we have to have some money, and we have to know how to get that money. And I think that with your organization taking the approach that you're taking and being totally involved in terms of at the community level and the government level particularly, you know, because the laws are what determines everything in our lives. You go to a court and they'll say, well, we know it's not fair, but it's the law, you know. So to have that impact in terms of policy making and the knowledge about the different policies that affect us is so very important. And coming from the business community, I think we get a much clearer understanding of how important it is for us to be involved because of the fact that we need money.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and we need to be able to generate and use that money in our community. Okay, I believe we have a Question from the audience? No, we don't. Okay, I miscued. I missed the cue.
No problem.
Okay.
On a good roll here.
But yes, we are. But because I think, and I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you've shared this, because again, we have to. It's almost like we got to change the culture in our community. Mm-hmm. You know, we've got to put more emphasis on building wealth, but at the same time, dealing with the social issues in our community. Because we have to do that. We can't expect anybody else. We shouldn't expect anyone. The intention of most of the programs that I've been involved in have been to educate the community here in Clayton County, to educate the community to make sure that we understand what's necessary in order for us to have that economic growth that's necessary for us to grow here. Right now, we're kind of stagnant.
Right.
We're in a learning stage. You know, the demographics changed all of a sudden, and so we got to get past all of that. I think we probably need maybe 2 more election cycles before we,
Okay.
I think so. I may be wrong, but before we, you know, and it has nothing to do necessarily the fact of the demographics being predominantly black. That's not the issue. The issue is that we have more people getting involved in the process and understanding how government works. Did you have something you want to share with us that we really need to hear tonight before you leave and before we close out this evening?
Well, I would certainly take the opportunity to tell everyone that the Atlanta Metropolitan Black Chamber of Commerce is a dynamic organization that is growing rapidly because we're doing great work in the community with our committees, and the different events that we do each month is allowing the community to come out and become educated and informed so that they can make better decisions both in business, the business arena, but also in their personal lives. So we really appreciate this opportunity to tell everyone about our organization and how we can help the community go forward and achieve greatness.
Very good. Before you leave this evening, we're going to have you do a commercial for us, talking about the upcoming show for next week and just how your experience was this evening.
No
how
problem.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know I enjoyed it, and it makes me feel real proud to be able to sit here next to you, Melvin, and know that there is a future for us in business, that we have young people like yourself in your 40s. It's, you know, women, we don't like to tell our age, but, you know, young people like yourself who are at the helm and who are being progressive and understand that we have to focus on economic development in our community.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
Most definitely. So thank you again for being here this evening, and I definitely want you to come back. And everyone, I want you to make sure that you forward this information on to your database and share this information with your family and friends. And again, 20 Women Dialogue, we got a date, the second Thursday. And until next week, I'd like to say to you all, Synamon says, what do you say?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we do the bump.
Oh, okay.
That's how we close out. Thank you. You all can clap if you like. Oh, gosh.
Man,
How'd you like it?